spoke or he talked. Usually they translate it as and he said. Now, what this, I'm going to turn this paper sideways because Vayomer, the Yod prefix pronoun of the third person masculine singular, is talking about the next word. And the next word was Elohim. Right? So we have, the next word was Elohim here. We have the Aleph, the Lamed, the Hey, the Yod, and the final Mem. We'll get the final letters soon. Elohim. So this is Vayomer Elohim. This Yod points to Elohim as being the one who said. It always, the word immediately following this prefix pronoun in any of the words is the person who is doing this verb. So Vayomer Elohim literally translates as, and he said, God. But the way we translate it is, and God said. You see that? So that's how that this verb works. Now it is the exact same thing. Keep in mind this prefix pronoun idea. It is precisely the same principle with any of the words. We have va-ya-as with ayin and the sin. Va-ya-as. You notice the patak. It's a full vowel before the yod, and the yod has a dot in it. So this is a dagesh forte. It has the effect of doubling the yod. Vaya'as. That is how it would be properly spelled. But the dagesh leaves us just one of these yods as here. But with this full patak, we know that this yod is the third person masculine singular, which translates as he. Right? So, vaya'as, if it is vaya, with the ayin and the sin, vaya'as Elohim, lamed, hey, yod, and final mem, with, and I didn't put the vowels in Elohim. I'm trying to just give a quick grammar lesson. Vaya'as Elohim, we know this pronoun here points to this next word. So he is the one that is making. Now, if it would have said Vaya'as Avraham, we would know that this prefix pronoun here, the yod, if it has the full vowel before it, in the letter before it, we know that would point to whoever is next in line. Whether it's Abraham, Yitzhak, it could be Isaac, it could be Esau, it could be Jacob, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Sarah or Rachel or Rebecca. Whenever we have this prefix pronoun with the vav and the full vowel and the yod, that yod indicates who is doing the action. Whatever action this verb is. With this patak before the vav, we know this is a verb. So literally speaking, what this says is, he made, and he made God. This yod is pointing to God, so that we would translate this as saying, and God made, because this is pointing to God, and God is doing this action. So that's a little bit of grammar for you on that score. Let me show you we've seen that vav always means and it is never apart from word. The hey, the ha, always is the definite article, the. So when we read Ve-ha-aretz, we translate that as and the earth. Or Ve-ha-shamayim, we would translate that as and the heavens. Does that make sense to you? Okay. That's a little bit of grammar for you to digest along with your reading. Let me reread this Hebrew to you. And I'll try to read this just a little faster so that you can hear the flow. Bereshit bara Elohim et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz ve'ha'aretz haita tohu vavohu v'hoshech al panei tehom. Veruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim. Now let me get to this, the next verse. That's verses 1 and 2. Let me show you. Ooh, let's see if I can get 3 and 4 up here. I hope. We'll find out, huh? Vayomer Elohim yehi or vayhi or. Veruach Elohim et haor. Vayar Elohim, sorry, my glasses are fuzzy. Vayar Elohim et haor kitov. Vayavdel Elohim ben haor uven hahoshech. So that's number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Did you get to see that last part? Yeah, that's the last part. Okay, and then numbers 5 and 6. I'll switch these real quick and see if it'll go to it. Oh, I believe it will. Let me see if I zoom out correct. Here we go. Okay, so now verses 5 and 6 and 7 would read, Vayikra Elohim laor yom, velahoshek kara laila, vayhi erev, vayhi voker, yom echad. Vayomer Elohim yehi rakia betok hamayim vihi mavdil ben maim la maim. So that's verses 5 and 6. Let me get down here to see if I can get this all. I think I've got it all, yeah. And then right here on verse 7, Vaya'as Elohim et harakia Vayavdel ben hamayim asher mitakat larakia uven hamayim asher me'al larakia vayhi chen. You notice this is this Vaya'as Elohim. Notice the full vowel, the patak under the vav. That makes this a vav conversive, just like I showed you. That means this is a verb. The pronoun, the third person masculine singular pronoun, he, is this yod. The reason we know it's that is because of that full vowel before it. This yod points to the next name, the next word in the sentence. So Vaya'as is saying this is who did Vaya'as. This is who did the action of this verb. Vaya'as Elohim et harakia. And God made the firmament, and He divided it from between the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which are over or above the me'al larakia, above the firmament, vayhi chen, and it was so. So there's your Hebrew lesson for today. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me on these videos. I will put together verses 8, 9, and 10 for you, and we'll cover 8, 9, and 10, and then I'll give you a little bit more grammar, and then I've got a little bit of nifty ideas that I'll share with you on Genesis 1 and 1 again, back to Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz, and we'll cover some things like that. So remember, have a great life.